Hello, everyone. This is Michelle Williams, aka Coach Michelle. I hope you're having an amazing day. For those of you that are joining for the first time, welcome, 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 welcome. Those of you that are returning, you already know how I feel about you. Mwah! Guys, today I'm going to give you quick insight into naming your business because many of you are struggling with that particular part and it's taking you a very long time. Now, should you rush? Absolutely not. But I think there's some key things that you can take into consideration that may help you along the way. So the first one I would say is, what type of industry are you in? Majority of you that are a part of my tribe are in the non-medical home care space, which means I am not going to put the word health in my business. A lot of people use those words, and mix them up and mix up what the services are and things like that. That's a big no-no, guys. We need to be clear. If we're saying health, then we're offering services pertaining to health, which would be more so on the skill side, physical therapy, occupational therapy, skilled nursing, speech therapy, those type services. The majority of you are offering companion services, homemaker services, respite, personal care, support services, and things like that. So what do I mean when I say don't use health? Meaning don't confuse the consumer, right? Don't confuse the consumer. So if somebody is typing home health company near me, then of course they may be thinking there's two things that happen. One is that they may not know and they may type in home health, even though they're looking for non-medical. Some may actually be looking for home health and then you pop up. So now there's some confusion. One, is going to confuse the consumer. So when you call and they're like, oh, I don't offer that. Or when you call them, you're like, oh, I can't assist with that. So that's a waste of their time, waste of your time, right? Then the other thing that happens is that it affects your search engine. If you're investing in pay per click, now you just pay for a click that's not relevant to the services that you offer. So we want to make sure we're very clear and our messaging is very clear when we are advertising our business. Now, with that being said, I'm not saying don't use home health or the word health if you are offering skill services. I'm not saying don't use the word health if you're in the state of Florida when their title, if you will, the licensing is called non-skilled home health. I'm talking to the majority of the individuals that follow me, right? So there are always some exceptions to any rule. So we understand who we're targeting, right? So we're targeting those that are looking for non-medical, non-skilled home care services. Now we want to think about who are we servicing, right? And how do we want to be found, right? So the easiest way is whatever name we come up with. If it doesn't say what we're doing, then I suggest maybe adding home care services to the end of that one name, two names, or whatever it is you came up with, right? So if you call your service, if you name your business Aquarius, what does that mean? And I picked Aquarius because we're in February. My mom's birthday is February 14th. So we picked Aquarius. Aquarius what? What do you do? Right? So then I may say, okay, if Aquarius is very important to you and that's what you want to name your business, maybe Aquarius Home Care Services or Home Care Agency or Home Care. Well, I wouldn't say agency because it is an agency. Home Care Services or Home Care, Aquarius Home Care, right? And then with my domain, I may get like my www dot, right? So my domain, I may get Aquarius Home Care services.com, aquariushomecare.com. Now say it's not available, then I may do Aquarius and then just the initials hcs.com. Okay. So then I would say, think about the length, right? The length is really important. How you're going to use this name. It's going to be all over the place. You're going to be typing it a lot. You're going to have it on your shirt. Is it going to go all the way across? Is it, one word on the top, two on the bottom? So you want to think about that as well. And then I say the meaning, right? So if you come up with something, you're trying to come up with something very unique based on your heritage, based on your beliefs or whatever you're thinking about, I would say make sure that you check out the definition. Okay, and what does it mean? That's really important. And then I would also say, are you niching down or niche down too far? Meaning, remember, one of the top 5 mistakes I made was the name. So are you saying all about babies home care, but you want to service everyone? Then that may not be a good name, right? Are you saying all about geriatric? That may not be a good name if you don't want to serve just the geriatric population. Okay, very, very important. And then some of you may want to think about, where would you place if you're on a list, right? For insurance companies, for Medicaid, they start with the numbers, numerical, and then they go in alphabetical order. So do you want to say, oh, well, I want to make sure I'm towards the front of the list, the top of the list? So do you want to start with a number? Do you want to start with an A, a B, or C? So think about that as well. And then you want to think about the area you're in. Do you want to say, Atlanta home care? And then people may think you just service Atlanta. Do you want to think about, your late, family member, and you may say Betty's home care. Betty's home care can be extremely important to you, but Betty home care sounds like a real small business. You know what I mean? So I just want you guys to weigh out every single aspect of it. Check to see if the domain is available. If the domain is not available, should you go with a .net versus a .com? I don't recommend .net because most people would put in .com if they're searching for you and trying to find your website, right? Because they may have heard about your business. They may have received a referral and now they want to go and Google you. Now, if you have the same name that someone else has in another state, then when you go to get the domain, it's not available and you go with a .net. I don't recommend that, like I just said. So I would do some abbreviation or some form. However, what's more important than that is that you want to check out that other company, because what if they have a lot of negative reviews? What if there's so much adversity attached to that, and then there's the potential of confusion where people are going to confuse you, your business, with them, right? So that's really important. You want to make sure you do your due diligence and the name is available and you're able to get your domain. Make sense? Let me know in the comments if that makes sense. Another thing you could think about when you are coming up with your name, is this something that I'm going to branch off, right? And what do I mean by that? Because some people say they use ABC Home Care Services or ABC Home Care, then they make that their LLC, right? So now your LLC is your company's name, which is perfectly fine. However, you may want to branch off and do other things as you get your business foundation established, and now you're rocking and rolling, you're making money, and you say, oh, well, I want to do this, I want to do this. You could have used your LLC, right? If it was just like so-and-so enterprise, or depending on what type of entity you have, or the Williams LLC, and then you could have done DBA. So you could do a DBA home care services. You could do a DBA personal homes services, assistant living services. Now there's some pros to that and there's some cons. You need to, research that and check with your accountant or your legal professional, that may be an attorney, to see what makes the most sense for you. Because if you have everything under one umbrella, if there's some adversity with one, then of course people have access to all of your funds. So you want to, check out what the pros and cons are as far as having an LLC or whatever entity with multiple DBAs under it. You may want to have an entity established for each business. So it just depends, but I'm just trying to give you guys as much as I can pertaining to naming your baby. With that being said, think about when you name your baby, you take time to name the baby. Sometimes you don't even have a name until the baby is born. So you want to take time, but don't let it put you in a place of stagnation where you cannot move forward. You see what I mean? So you do need to put thought and time into it, but not where you cannot move forward. It's not, I believe, it may differ for you. I believe it's not that deep that it should keep you stagnant for months, okay? Come up with a bunch of names and then ask your friends, family, loved ones, what they think about it, and what do they think when they hear the name? How do they feel? And how does it make you feel? Right? This is a name just like a baby. It's going to be around for a long time, a long, long time. So you want to go into it making the best decision possible and do some research on it. And then, there are some creative people out here, some different freelancers that can, brainstorm and help you come up with a name if you're stuck. If you're one of my clients, you can send them as a client upload and then I will look at them. Coach Rob is really, really good with names. So, I can share it with him and ask him his feedback as well and share that if you are one of our coaching clients. We would love to help you out with that. So guys, I hope this has brought value to you. So it'll give you some things to think about when you are naming your business. So it's almost conference time, honey. It's conference time, baby. I like when Coach Rob says that. So get your ticket if you have it. Get your ticket. Conference is in a couple of weeks. So I am dating this video. Conference is in a couple of weeks, the weekend of March 15th. So I look forward to seeing you guys there. I am personally inviting you. So go to homecarecoaching.com, click on events, and get your ticket, guys. Take care. God bless. Oh, let me say this. For those of you that are brand new and you're trying to figure this thing out, I have a free 5-day series that I've put together, not selling you anything, just giving you a plethora of knowledge, information to help you through the process. If you want to become a client, of course you can. However, is really to inform you. So I recommend going to homecarecoaching.com. From the menu, click services, and then you would see the prelude. Click on the prelude. As soon as you register, it's absolutely free. You can dive in, and the information is based on the most frequently asked questions. And I kind of went really deep, so to give you some insight into it. Now, if you do decide to be a client, there's a bonus in there for you. If you decide to become a client, there's a bonus in there for you. So you guys take care. God bless. I look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks at conference. Mwah. Subscribe, like, and turn on your notifications.